hello and welcome. I am out in the forest. This is mostly pine. It's quite a young forest, and yeah, having a mid-morning forage. I'm going to try and find enough mushrooms to eat some lunch, and a few other interesting things that we might pick up along the way. But yeah, I've come out with John Muddy Paws, who is the font of all knowledge where these things come in. I don't know enough to safely pick and eat things like mushrooms, and I wouldn't recommend anyone doing it who's not experienced at it. But John's got some knowledge. He's got his textbooks with him, so yeah, let's go foraging. It's autumn, middle of October, so parasols are out, and we might find one or two other things while we're walking. John's got his dogs with him, got a little twig stove, so if we can find enough food we'll cook something up, and yeah, maybe we'll be able to create some sort of lunch. That is sizable, isn't it? Look at that.
Right, so we've got a couple of parasols here, which are very edible. Don't know what sort of state these will be in. I can see that there's a spider on this, and there are maggots in the bottom. You can tell it's a parasol. It's got a snakeskin stipe or stem, and this ring that detaches from the cap when they're young is like an egg shape, but it is a ring that is free of the stem, although that one's just come off. These are a little bit old, but if we just, as you can see, it's starting to come apart. Yes, it's got maggots right the way through it, unfortunately, and into the cap, right the way through, which is a shame.
The maggots are what, the brown flecks that I can see?
No, you can see the holes where they've burrowed through. Actually, you can see a maggot. I don't know if you can work it out. They're running back in. This little thing there. Yeah. So unfortunately, that's no good. There's a smaller one here. It's a little bit younger, which might be better.
Try the small one.
But actually, no. That's been got as well. They're all through there. It's a bit soggy. This one's just collapsed, and this one will definitely be no good, because this one's really old and leathery.
That's a shame. Moving on then, moving on.
So this is an earth ball, non-edible. You'll see why, they're black inside.
Oh, that's horrible.
Full of spores. These are the ones that will eventually turn like this on the outside, and you stamp on them and they puff up.
Yeah.
There's a nice lot of chestnuts here under this sweet chestnut trees. Good size as well. So if we were foraging for some food,
if we were.
Yeah, we are.
So earth balls are not the same as puff balls?
No, I think a lot of people confuse them, because earth balls will turn into like that sack that you tread on and they puff up. The spores come out. But no, puff balls are different to earth balls. Puff balls tend to be edible.
Yeah, as I say, I'm sure I've read if you cut them and they're totally white through the middle, they're okay to eat.
So like the giant puff ball is
and
white on the outside, white throughout.
Yeah, and a little bit like tofu or something.
Yeah, and if you leave it too long, again, they go slimy, lose their texture.
Okay.
Right.
We should go crashing through the forest a bit more. Piptoporus betulinus, bracket fungus. Edible but leathery. You wouldn't really want to eat it.
More of a utility mushroom.
Yeah.
Don't know what that is.
It doesn't look good though, does it?
No. There's another one. So there's the mycelium, look.
Yeah.
This is the wood wide web. It's been scientifically proven.
I've just watched The Last of Us, so this is spooning me out a bit.
I'll spoon you out a bit. So does the ring move independent of the stipe? It does, it's just quite tight. But you can see there it pulls down. So this is, I have to work out what kind of parasol this is, because it doesn't have the snakeskin stipe.
Right.
So I'll have to check the book, but we'll grab a couple whilst we're here. Got that.
Are all parasols edible? Yep, seen that.
Some more than others. So put those in there.
Okay, so we found a source of protein. We're a pile of wood ants. That does not look nice, but we'll give them a go. I'll give them a go.
So the trick is meant to be if you put a tarp down and fold over a corner of it to create a shady spot,
Yeah.
and then you dig out loads of this and chuck it in the tarp, the ants will grab the larvae and take them to the shady spot and collect them all for you.
Oh, okay.
And then you can just pick and eat them.
Oh.
That's the theory.
If we just dig in, we might find one or two.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I'll get
And
something
this is
to
a
dig
big
with.
this is a big nest, so you could raid this probably 2 or 3 times a year
Right.
without causing too much harm.
Can't see any larvae, so we'll just try an ant. It is lemony.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Lemony sticking.
It is. You want one? I'll get you an ant. It's not going to fill me up,
Why would?
but it's an experience.
So would that be?
Yeah, literally like a tiny segment of lemon juice. Or a little nugget of lemon popping in your mouth.
We could rebuild this to help them out
Mm.
a bit.
Yeah, we'll rebuild their nest. And there's probably millions living in there, so yes, I've eaten 2 or 3, but I think they'll be okay. I think if you were, properly starving, then you're not going to get much out of ants, but if you sat there long enough, you could probably fill yourself up. But yes, it's the long way to do it. Right, let's see if we can find some mushrooms. Recap on the morning so far.
Right,
I've had my fill of ants.
I've got ants in my pants.
Yeah, I think I've got them in my legs.
Yeah. They get all over you.
Yeah.
We found some nice big parasols,
Yeah.
but we're about 3 days too late, and they were maggoted. They're right.
Yeah.
But they would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect lunch. Now they're proper parasols. The parasols we found subsequently, I think, are shaggy parasols.
Okay.
And the bigger difference between the two is that parasols tend to be bigger, shaggy parasols smaller,
Okay.
and shaggy parasols have a white stipe, or certainly not the snakeskin stipe that the parasols have.
Okay.
So, problem with shaggy parasols is that they can cause a bit of D&V in some people, especially if undercooked.
Right.
So if we decide to go ahead and cook these, we'll cook the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Unless we find anything better, of course.
Okay.
Eyes down.
Eyes down.
Looking in.
Right, yeah. We better concentrate on what we're doing. Such a little ferret.
That's the top of some kind of bolete.
So that might tell us that there's others here.
Yeah. Don't know if you can see that. It's been eaten. But this is... It's got paws rather than gills.
Okay. I remember this from last year.
Yeah, because we found a few boletes last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
So that's... Doesn't really smell much. Should smell sort of mushroomy.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. What would it be in a mushroom?
Right, we'll have a look around here. Definitely not edible.
That's manky as well.
Where's that one? That's the
brown birch bolete. So it's growing in between two birch trees. You see it's really mushy, it's like a sponge, which will be no good to eat. Yeah, it's already dropped its spores.
Oh wow. That's another birch one, is it?
Yeah.
Birch bolete.
Yep. So I think this is a saffron milk cup. It's definitely a milk cup. You see the milky white substance that comes out there, that it bleeds. Doesn't really smell of much. Now there's a false milk cup as well. Is it a milk cup? Saffron milk cup? So I think they're both edible, but the saffron one is the better eating one.
Come on in. He's a hero. Well done.
Oh, thanks for that. I was coming to help you.
Good boy.
No, don't go down there again.
Now don't do it again.
Right, let's just see what Shroomify say.
So what does Shroomify tell you?
That's the false saffron milk cap, which you can eat, but they're not very good.
Okay.
From what I know. Different dog in the water now. Oh. But the more intelligent of the two.
This is Green Elf Cup, and I was told last year by the knowledgeable Mr. John that years ago they used this to make coloured furniture, green obviously, which is pretty cool. That, I'm told, is a death cap.
Amanita phalloides.
Amanita phalloides. Do not eat. And death caps are
Poisonous.
very poisonous.
Yeah, there's no cure. Once you eat it, you're dead, but not for about a week. So you'll get really bad.
So you got a week.
Yeah, but most of that you'll be really ill, like bedridden, and then after about, I don't know, 3 to 5 days, you'll start to feel better, and you'll think, oh, phew, I'm not going to die, and that's when your internal organs, your kidneys, your liver start shutting
there was a thing in
Australia,
yeah,
That's
recently in the news,
that's what she fed.
and she made beef Wellington or something with it.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
Yeah, don't use that.
No.
But there is.
That's a bolete.
It is. Dan, you're an expert.
That bolete is right next to a death cap.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, they often grow in tandem. So this is it oak round here? No. It's more of an orangey coloured bolete. If we snap this bit off, you should be able to see that it's quite meaty. Oh.
Don't drop it on the death cap.
And yeah.
That looks alright.
Yeah, we can have that.
So explain boletes.
So they're kind of the best family for eating. There are poisonous boletes, don't mind us. But most of them are okay. They're usually identifiable by being quite a thick, meaty mushroom.
Yeah.
They don't have gills, they have pores, and depending on what happens when you cut them open, helps you identify some of them. What trees they're growing next to helps you identify what they are.
Last time we had the blue bolete, didn't we?
Yes.
It was yellow, and when you sliced it turned blue.
And there's another one, there's bay bolete that will also turn blue when it's bruised as well and oxidised.
Well, let's take that one.
Let's take that.
There's another one here somewhere.
This is a younger one as well.
Oh, that's the same. What? It's a different colour.
Yeah, it's a slightly different colour. It's just probably slightly different varieties. Just pop that back in. But again,
it's definitely a bolete.
It's probably
This underside is kind of furry rather than
pores rather than gills.
Yeah.
It's probably a brown birch bolete. It's not birch round.
Well, that was an interesting little spot.
Are there any more?
There's loads of death caps around here though. It's quite scary.
Yeah.
I fall over and accidentally stick my face in one. They are tiny.
Yeah, these are quite small.
What are they?
Amethyst deceiver.
What does that mean?
It's edible.
Oh really?
Yeah, which you wouldn't think for something that's this colour.
Pair that with an ant. You'd be laughing.
They smell really good.
Some more here. They're just pins. They smell nice and mushroomy.
Yeah. And edible.
Edible?
Yep.
Right, going in the pot.
Yeah.
Okay, so lunchtime I think. We've been talking on the way about the shaggy parasols, and you know, while for most people they're okay, there is a slight chance of sickness and diarrhea and, you know, allergic reactions. So I think safety first, we probably shouldn't eat them, which leaves us with some various boletes, a couple of little purple things and some chestnuts. So I'm going to cook them up, or at least we'll prepare them and see how much there is. I suppose that's the thing. And
You got some other accoutrement there.
yeah, I got some onions and garlic and parsley to fry up with them. So we'll see how much food that gives us. Right, let's get prepared. Right, slim pickings today. Talk you through what we got in just a second. Just going to do some fire prep, cut a few bits of twigs and stuff from my twig stove, and little birch tree there. Just going to rob some bits of bark off it, just to take a spark from the ferro rod. So this is our haul. Got some pine needles for tea, and then over to you, John.
Okay, so in there we've got a miller, which we're not going to eat.
What's that one?
Because it looks like a lot of other poisonous ones.
Okay.
Here we've got some brown birch boletes, which are edible but not great. We've got a couple of amethyst deceivers here, which are good eating. And we've got an orange birch bolete there, which is good eating. We found a massive one of these last year.
Yeah.
And then we've got the shaggy parasols.
Which we're too scared to eat.
Yeah. Only because it's a Sunday and we've got to go to work tomorrow. If this was a different time of year, or if I had some time off, then I might be more willing to risk it, but it isn't, and it's not, so...
Yeah, can't be too careful, can you?
You can't.
And I also picked up some chestnuts as well, some of which are okay, some of which aren't. So we could do a little mushroom and chestnut thing, and pop it in a sandwich.
Sounds good.
So this is my stove today, just trying it out. I got this from Outdoor Gear Essentials, link in the description obviously. This is the X-Fire. It's the same maker who makes the X-Boil, the little tiny ultralight meth stove that I've been using quite a bit camping recently. This is their bigger twig stove version. This is the 14, the ultralight, and I think this is 115 grams, and obviously, you know, fits in a little phallic container. These are from Germany. I think the guy's name's Leo that makes them. But, yeah, it's like a roll-up stove, so it's pretty cool. Let's get it set up and lit, and we'll cook some lunch on it. So it just pops it out of there, let it unroll. Slots together like that. And the base plate sits inside. And then these bits, you thread them through when you're ready. The stuff fits on thusly. And that's it. It's quite cool. But for 115 grams, it's very light. So we'll give it a blast, shall we? Obviously for safety, I've cleared away, we're in a pine forest, so I've cleared away the duff, so we're down to the soil here, because, you know, forest fires are bad. Hey, that's hot. I think these stoves, you can get a grill plate for the top, and you can get like a cross section thing that can lift it up off the ground, or become a frying pan holder. The camera's about to catch fire. Burns alright though, it's got loads of holes, so ouch, get a nice draw of air up into it. I'm just going to sort of dry fry these chestnuts, try and get the skin off them. I cut them in half so they don't explode, and yeah, just going to warm them in the pan, hopefully toast them a little bit, and then we'll get them out and take the shell off while the mushrooms all cook. Okay, so we've got some onions and garlic. Get the mushrooms in.
It might be a bit watery. It's a bit.
You want to do that parsley? Oh, I forgot the purple ones. Nearly went hungry without them. And yeah, as usual, I forgot a spoon or anything, so we're cooking with a stick. So just let them cook down, and we'll add some parsley and some chestnuts, and then shove it in a roll. Stove's working alright though.
That's good.
What do you mean? Yeah, so we just peeled and chopped up the chestnuts a little bit, Add them in as well, and that's lunch. There's not masses here, but you know, luckily I had them ants earlier, so I'm not particularly hungry. Stupid boy. That looks alright though. Isn't it? Not bad. Well, that's probably about done. Things in the stove.
Burning well, isn't it?
Yeah, it burns really
well. A
well.
lot of smoke.
No, that's better. Time for tea. Yeah, John's saying that stove burns really well, and it does. You know, it's not masses of smoke. I think there's so many holes in it, you get a good airflow. So yeah, it's good. It's good. That's some mushroom and chestnut sandwich, John.
No thanks.
There you go, choose your stooker.
Thanks, love.
Cheers, John.
Cheers, Dan.
Thank you for your knowledge,
Might as well
be it what it is. And these are okay, are they?
Yeah, absolutely. He's done it again, he's fallen for it again.
We did this foraging this time last year, and I had strange dreams that night. Chestnuts are good in there.
What? So is that garlic? I think I got a whole clove just then.
Yeah, I didn't chop it very fine. So yeah, can you forage a lunch? I mean, not really, because we've got bread, onions, garlic, parsley, that's all from the shop. But you can forage some components. Chestnut and mushroom roll. It's nice. So that's probably it. Gonna make some pine needle tea, clear up and go home. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Dan.
Much obliged. It was a good day, even though you made me walk bloody miles.
We could have eaten an hour ago if you didn't faff around filming everything.
Yeah, it's a good day. And yeah, the little twig stove, that's the 14-inch. They do a 19-inch as well. Mine's a 14-inch ultralight, as I say.
I would say that 14 inches is more than enough for anyone.
I think the 19-inch is big and more maybe family camping orientated, but for lightweight trips, that's pretty decent, that one. And for the weight of it, it's very good. Yeah, I'll link Outdoor Gear Essentials, where I got that from, in the video description. British seller, nice guy, Colin, get personal service. And the guy who actually makes that stove, Leo, I think he's a bit of a cottage industry himself.
I wondered what you were going to say there.
So, you know, it's not a big business by any stretch. But yeah, decent enough. I like it. Right, thank you for watching. Thumbs up the video if you can. And see you again.
You hope.
I'll edit this within a week, so
So people
if
know.
I've had mass organ failure after a week, it'd be fine. I'll put this on a schedule. See you later.